This is just AMZN for Friday, October 25th, 2019. We last did the video looking at this sell-off here for earnings and seeing how I thought things were going to open up below 1665. Instead, pre-market Friday, we got an open above it and really held that level incredibly well as just another retest of that low, and just rallied off it. The most bearish it looked all day was right here. We had two bearish candles in a row off of a resistance here at 1727.80. And then it totally just recovered and kept moving on up. Didn't even touch the 21 till afternoon. Look at that. And then went sideways. It actually pulled back into 1747 and then continued on up. And so this was, looking at the daily, this was a bearish gap and go that just didn't go bearish. I mean, it opened way down here, took out some lows, and it was just a place that people were buying again. People were buying here. People had been buying back here. This was very similar. Let's see, the low here was 1680. The low we had was 1695. So we even opened higher than that and higher than this low as well. So by about $10. So really incredible candle. We just really rallied hard. And if we just look at how things moved on the day, you can see this initial rally. Okay, there's some selling that's coming in. Looks like it's going to roll over. And then it just rallies again. And this could be, this could turn into a double top. People are getting in bearish. All of a sudden, we push higher and make a new high. And this candle would have been trapping any bears in any of these candles. They would have been starting to hit stops. Even bears trying to come in here. Nope, it just continued to make some higher lows, higher highs. Inside candle here looked like, okay, maybe it's going to roll over here. Nope, continues on up. And you had some volume that was confirming the move. This candle had some higher volume. These candles picked up the volume higher than these volumes. And then for most of the afternoon, it was sideways until you got some squeezes forming. You had kind of a false breakout on this candle with high volume, some bearishness that came right back in, but it didn't even take out the lows through here. It just went sideways and really consolidated really well for a while, and then just had another push up higher. I mean, this is so many bullish candles in a row in so many instances, and it just, obviously it just looks more bullish than bearish. I mean, looking at all this, there's just lots of bears, lots of bulls. It just goes back and forth, up and down. You contrast that with how Friday looked, and you just have a lot more bullish candles. It's just, flooded with green. And so we continue to move up. Looking at some of the options, I just want to show this. This is where the calls, this is the 1750 calls now. They were trading about $55, opened up about 53 cents. And so really it was worth about 1% of what it was here. And so that's, what you always got to be careful of over earnings, is you're just going to lose so much value. And we ended up getting in the money on the 1750s. They were worth this much before earnings and worth this much at the close the next day, even in the money. It's just what earnings does. So what's really phenomenal about this is you could have easily just been buying, just throw an R out there. Not to just throw an R out there, but I mean, 1750, I didn't think we'd get as high as 1750, and we ended up closing in the money by about 10, $12 here. So a couple times you could have been buying for less than $1 here, even into the afternoon. It put in some lows around 2 and not quite down to 2. So couldn't have done the absolute zero with this option, but with, I think, 1755, it actually gave you a little bit better price. Hang on, trying to zoom in. There's the cursor. Okay, let's see what this one did. So this put in a low of less than $1. So you could have been buying this as it went sideways and just looking for this continuation, for this to just kind of have a push higher. I mean, it already broke out technically here. This is just harder to see, but okay. It's going up, sideways pullback. It's holding its level. It's squeezing. Started to break out here, pulled back, still forming a triangle here, and now it's breaking out on this one. And so, if you had gotten in for less than $1, it would have been in this area. If you were waiting till the breakout here, you still could have done it, but it wouldn't have been an absolute zero. You probably would have been getting in 2 by 1 instead, getting in over here, or 150 by 50, or 150 by 1, and get 2 of them, something like that. But that was still a great move. Moved a few bucks and easily could have made a few R's on it. For the puts, so the 1700 puts, they increased in value because we opened up below 1700, but quickly lost so much premium. This was the only place where we came into some of these lows in here, started to rally, and then just rolled back over and just went sideways all day. The 1750s that we ended up out of the money at the end of the day. I mean, these opened up great. I mean, if you were in them, you got a nice profit there, risking quite a bit, earnings. But you could see we just went sideways all through here, and then started to creep a little lower, and then we just lost any value and into the close. So anybody thinking, oh, I'll buy, it's gonna have to roll over, it didn't roll over. And from here, we're right back into this resistance. This is a huge amount of buying with the volume here. We're still in this downtrend, but with this much volume right up here, it seems like it's just the next step for it to push higher and just to rally from here. If there's anything that comes in bearish and gets us below today's open, that's going to be significant. But for right now, this is still looking really strong. I can get rid of this line. Well, I'll leave it there for now, but I don't think we're going to necessarily plummet like I had anticipated, looking at an open that was going to be down in here, or at least looked like it was going to be down here because of where it closed Thursday. So yeah, it's looking strong, looking bullish, looking like we're going to have some sort of rally out of here potentially. Still compare this consolidation to back in here, and even that, we had this massive gap down here and rallied up out of it, near some of the lows, opened up near some of the lows, rallied up on it, out of it. If we can do something like this, we've already set the stage of having this breakout that rolled back over. Seemed like it was too low and just catapulted it up. If we do something like that through here, we have this rally, roll over, and then opened up down here and rally up. I mean, we could see ourselves at near all-time highs again by the end of the year potentially. It would have to be a stronger rally than this one to get that far, but this took, let's see, from March to right at the beginning of May. So 2 months, yeah, that could be right before, right around the beginning of January. We could be, starting here to up here. We could go from here to up here. We could be up there before the end of the year, potentially, if we have this same sort of pattern. We've got to get through some of the highs, just like this did. Consolidate a little bit, push through the highs, consolidate a little bit. But look back at this, just because there's so much of a consolidation here. And right now it's looking very similar. If you even merge these two candles, just where this opened and where it closed in one day, looks really similar to where this opened and where this closed this day. So yeah, we'll continue to track this this move and see what ends up happening, but I would not be surprised if we do something to continue to push up, get a little bit of a consolidation in this range, and then see if we can push higher. I did not expect us to be back near 1770s for another month or a few weeks, and here we are the same, the next day we're back up here. So we'll see if there's anything where we move away from this price. But if we don't get way up here in all-time highs, maybe in another month or two, be back in the same range. It just seems like we've been in this price range every couple months. So see if we do that. Yeah, that's what I got for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.